So this is the gold trade that I did earlier. This is for a response to a post in Forex Factory. So basically what we saw on the move up here, this was pre-London, okay? This bar here, this vertical line is the London Open. And we know that the background in gold is a little weak. I think it's weak. Whether or not it is or not, I don't know. Ignore these purple lines. Let me just take those off for a minute. Let me just take those off. Turn those off. Those are my trend clusters. It's proprietary software. So let me just take those off. Okay. So basically, this is the gold trade. So we saw this move prior to London. Okay. You've always got to wonder what's going on prior to London. If the gold is moving up, you've got to say, what is that move doing? You know, what is that? Well, gold is manipulated. It's the most manipulated thing out there. Any strange moves, that's dark times. I call them dark times. Asia, Australian session. It's not usually when gold moves. Gold moves the most in US session. And gold moves $20 a day, okay? And gold is driven by, this is the futures market, it's driven by the futures market. The futures market of the US, yes, it's open all the time, but primarily the biggest volume is in the US session. So here we have an up bar, okay? Now, if you notice, someone commented the volume here is low, is pink, okay? It's a low volume up bar going up through 1500. Well, that's not a real breakout, okay? It's not a real breakout. The next bar was down. Now, this is the high of the open range and this is the low of the open range. So this is the 30-minute chart, okay? So let's go and study this on a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, we saw this already, this weakness coming in. We saw a test here. And look what happened to the volume as we went up, okay? So we saw no demand here. This is a no demand bar. Should be a no demand bar. Yep, there we go. So no demand bar, meaning low volume on the up bar. Then we come down here. I sold underneath the 30-minute, but we came up here and we see another no demand, and which is good. Gold is rising a little bit. I might close this in a minute. I was hoping to see some more weakness coming in. It might go and retest this area. If it does, I'll have to close this trade. I'm looking for a big breakdown in gold. So I'm not getting excited to close this trade right now unless we hit the top of this bar. I'm looking for further weakness in this area. So my entry is just above 1497. We may test this. We've got the 15-minute trending down. I'm looking for any more weakness here, okay? Already we've seen some sellers coming in there a little bit. That's an up thrust in VSA. Let's go and have a look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour, there's a lot of congestion here, okay? This is where we came down yesterday in the US session. But if we see any weakness in this 1497 area, this kind of area here, this area here, 1497-ish, if we see any weakness here again on the 1 hour or the 30-minute, we can say this is going to break to the downside. Gold moves about $23 a day. High of gold today was 1503. Minus 23 would be 1480. It could go the opposite way. My sell is protected. I already made money on the DAX. If this trade doesn't work, I'm not going to cry about it. Okay? So that's basically the gold trade. Let's just go back and look at the open range. How did that work? Pointer. Open range high, this blue line here. Open range low. This is the open range bar. We peaked out. We didn't see the test that I like. We came back into the open range. When this happens, it's bearish. It means that the real volume is not there. The real volume is bearish, not bullish, okay? So we broke down. We had a lovely test there right above the high of the open range low. We could have put a sell order here, or we could have put a sell order here. This is the open range of London, okay? So then we broke down. Now we're finding a little bit of support at yesterday's lows. We can see some buying on that bar. We can see a little bit of demand on that bar, and we can definitely see some demand coming in here on this 2-bar reversal here. So we know there is a little bit of buy orders here that have to be absorbed at this kind of 194 level. 194 is a critical level in gold at the moment. So I'm looking for any weakness above that, showing no real buy interest, because the smart money have to absorb these. Now what they might do is bounce gold up a little bit and then wham, straight down on high volume through the resistance level, crushing the buyers and locking them out of a trade and getting the early buyers scrambling and hitting the stops. Novices call this stop hunting. It's normal market behavior. Okay, that's the gold. That's the gold trade. There you go.